Stand by for the opening night of the National Television Service.
Recording? Okay. Okay, Julian, go at it. Everyone silence your phones, by the way.
Every single time, Levy, every single time you as the cameraman turn the camera to point it directly at my stomach, I lose like a tiny bit of sympathy for you. I'm sitting I'm flashing back in my head to all of the mean shit Zack will say to you in like the heat of the moment. And I'm like, yeah, Zack was totally right. Zack was totally right about this.
Okay, so what I wanted to bring up specifically was Julian had me blur out the part where you like straight up showed his balls on camera, and what I want to say. Well, what was kind of funny is that episode I've been editing other things, right? So I didn't actually watch it. I was like, you know what? I think it went fine. I'm just gonna intro, outro, and fucking upload it. And I get a text from Julian like, "Hey, can you blur the part where Levy shows my nutsack?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like the one time I don't watch it, we like see his fucking groin. But what I wanted to say to you, Julian, was you were kind of egging him on in that scenario. You were totally like, "Hey, Levy, film my nutsack right now." And then when he did it, you got upset about it.
Oh, I didn't say Levy filled my nutsack right.
Your first grade teacher. How am I different? Oh, you can't really answer that one. It's how you were eyeballing. You were like you were basically
you're saying
like,
I was eyeballing him. So if I was okay for him.
If I went like this, and then I would assume that I'm saying, "Hey, Levy, you didn't literally do that," but you were kind of like a little bit.
I was.
You were egging him on a little bit,
right? You know, I'm sorry. You know what? I was fair. I really impeded Levy's. I distracted him from being the cameraman.
No, it's not even that.
With my dress code.
It's not even that. You can feel like, oh shit, that didn't turn out the way I want it to. Please blur it. That's perfectly fine. But I don't think you should be going at Levy for it. I think you should say, hey, that didn't work out. Let's blur it. It's not Levy's fault that you were like.
Me. No. So no. Let me make this clear fucking distinctor. When I'm like Levy, like my penis, I'm not saying, oh, Levy is wrong for pointing the camera at me. I'm saying whenever I bring up like food or mention like my weight, Levy will like shift the camera down to my stomach. That is what I am complaining about. It is not so much.
I love you, Levy. I've never been more proud. I like when my friends do mean things. It's awesome.
Well, it's like
it's so subtle. Fucked up. It's so unnecessary.
I texted Zack and I was like, he's a fucking snake is what he is.
He's the snake.
He puts on this little innocent person. He's like, oh no, Julie, I can't stand it when Zack yells at me. Please, no, I'm just a sweet little listener. And then the second you get the chance, like a viper.
That's good shit. Oh, he's doing it again.
I saw.
Attaboy, Levy. Okay, so
do it enough.
So okay, hold on, Levy. Please point it at his stomach. All right, Julian, if you look in front of you, there's some French fries. Completely unrelated. Okay, stop. I don't want him to get mad. But okay, the way that you fucker. The way that this started, I went to a restaurant. Okay, Julian, this isn't. You motherfucker. We went to a restaurant and this place had it was a brewery, and so their barbecue sauce is like. Dude, it just tastes like whiskey. It's fucking disgusting. I think you're gonna like it because you're the type of dude that'll like be like you drink booze for the flavor, whereas I don't. Levy, you're fucking up. Is it fucking disgusting?
No, it's not disgusting, but I don't think it's like...
It's not a barbecue sauce.
No, well, it's zesty.
It's zesty?
So, I was expecting it to be like punch you in the face.
Maybe it loses energy over... I mean, it's been like, what, 2 days in the fridge? This barbecue sauce, I don't feel like barbecue would lose its...
Because, like... It certainly doesn't taste disgusting, but it's nothing like special to me.
It doesn't taste like whiskey to you? Or like,
Well,
I don't know
so
what kind of booze that
I kind of
is.
get like
It's whiskey?
I get what they mean by whiskey, but like when you I assumed when you said
me
you
taste
thought
it.
I
Hold
would
on.
like it that you meant like get his face. Is that the same experience you had?
No. Something changed.
Something changed.
It mellowed out.
Cuz what I was
Oh, that's a
gonna say,
fucking disappointment.
if you put something like if you
It
put,
tasted like booze. That
if you
fucking
put
sucks. That was a waste
alcohol
of 2
in
minutes.
something and you don't burn the alcohol off, then it's like it
Does it
will taste
evaporate?
gross. Like well, typically whenever you pour make a whiskey infused thing, you're gonna put the whiskey in when it's like kind of hot, so all the alcohol evaporates off, or like most of the alcohol evaporates off. If you just like mix whiskey with barbecue sauce, like it will taste absolutely disgusting, even to someone who loves the taste of whiskey. So that's kind of what I thought it was gonna be. It was just gonna taste like booze still.
That's what it tasted like in the restaurant.
It doesn't taste like that now. That was a waste of 5 minutes. My bad. Sad face. Wah, wah, wah.
Well,
Yeah.
at least I still have all of these fries that
No.
I love
I'll get rid of
so much. No. I mean, I do appreciate you moving them out of my shot. So it's like, oh yeah, Julian has to do the podcast with a drink and fries now. Or like he would not surrender.
It'd be kind of funny. Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
You go first? Okay.
Okay, wait, let's reintroduce it.
What's this? Okay, yeah,
get
you're probably right. Okay, so we're playing a game called Deeper. It's supposed to be made for people that are trying to
Deeper!
fuck. And there's 3 levels of questions. There's icebreakers, deep, and deeper. Icebreaker is like, what's your favorite color? And deeper is like, what's your favorite position? And it gets progressively invasive, I guess I'd say. And that is the entire bit. And it's really easy content.
That's
So
the
here we
entire-
are.
They did it all for
The entire
us.
thing. They did all of it.
Our whole discussion a couple hours before is like, what the fuck do we talk about? Well, the game Deeper did it for us.
It does. It's like a little do-it-yourself book.
We're on a fucking roll.
All right, so I'm gonna go first. Can you play any instruments, Julian? Hold on, can I guess? Not really.
No. I mean, it depends really what you can. It's like, no by almost any definition. Like, I guess I did play cello a little bit, but
I was
I'd
gonna
be
say,
useless at
it
that.
seems like your parents would have tried to have made you. You seem like that kind of household. Back before they gave up. Like our
Yeah,
son.
they gave up of it. No, they weren't like so adherent to music, I guess. They were kind of like your mom and like he has to be doing something. But once it's like, 5th, 6th grade, they kind of knew I wanted to be a performer. So they were kind of like, it's in his hands now. Like they signed me up for shit and it was nice. But like there wasn't, they weren't like compelling me like you need to be doing more after school. After a little bit, they were kind of like, we know you want to do this thing, so you'll find opportunities to do it after school.
Okay. How long did you play cello? Was that just in 5th
Played
grade
cello
when they were
just
making us
just
do
for 4th
orchestra?
grade. It wasn't even
Oh,
making-
4th grade. That's right, because orchestra
the
starts
orchestra
at 4th,
came
band
in.
starts at 5th. Yeah. And it was the one instrument. Was it a size thing? You were like, "What's this violin?"
No, I'm laughing because this violin sounds different. No, I'm laughing because you're not like too far off. I, as a kid, picked cello because I was like, you get to sit down the entire concert. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
I did the same thing
Yeah,
You played
did
cello?
for a year, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh? Look
Can
at
you-
Same.
Maybe we
Can I
were.
still play it?
Yeah.
Did you go to Rose Hill
Loser.
I went to Roseau for cello.
for cello in 4th grade?
I don't remember when it was. I mean, possibly
Like when they
4th
came
grade.
to our schools and they were like, "It's orchestra time."
I can't remember if it was elementary school or middle school.
If it was middle school,
It would have been
was-
elementary school. Middle school, they do it at your school.
Well, I was in North Star, so
They don't do band at North Star?
it's a 90-person school that was
Oh.
in LDUB and then in Emerson. Like we were part of other schools.
Oh. Were you about to see if you had a Levyman on your soccer team moment?
Yeah, no, I was gonna be like, "Oh wow, I probably didn't sit next to you because you're probably really fucking annoying." No,
It is
I'm
possible
kidding.
though. Thank you.
It's possible.
I appreciate it.
No,
I was-
Levy.
Who was your director? Mrs. Lalainen?
Yes,
Was that your director?
I remember playing.
sounds
cello.
like lion.
I-
Okay.
Kinda
Le-
sounds like
I-
lion.
Levy showed up for a day. That's what he
I
he
don't-
didn't actually.
I just
You remember fuck all.
I remember playing the cello for like a year.
Okay,
I play-
let's just move on from the. We're not getting any more.
And I play a bit of bass guitar. If you need someone to play 5 easy bass songs that are guaranteed to impress at your wedding, I'm your guy. Yeah. That's it.
Cool.
All right. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Apple TV, or Amazon Prime? Wow, someone paid a lot for this fucking question.
Probably just Disney.
Disney kind of has like the most solid,
Rewatchable stuff.
yeah, like they have a lot of my childhood favorites, and it's like, you know, when you're like Star Wars and Marvel and stuff, like yeah, like you said, I could rewatch.
Or if you want to be smart, you can watch National Geographic, Julian.
I put that on for Ritzy sometimes.
You want me to make the bird watch television? That's sweet.
Megan
I
is
just bought him a radio.
Megan. I was gonna say Megan recently bought the birds a radio, and she likes to she has them listen to NPR, and I always joke that the birds. Oh, how can I say this? Never mind. I can't. I tell you this.
Politically
No.
correct than you, is that?
No. You're not gonna like it. Let's just move on. I'd tell you in private, but I don't want to make you uncomfortable, so let's not.
You keep using it like uncomfortable, like dog, and you just not say racist things.
It's not racist.
It's your turn.
What's your favorite song of all time? It's a fucking dumb question. I hate questions like that.
That's
We
kind
talked
of a
about that
dumb
last time.
fucking question.
What's your favorite band of all time? I'm not doing that one. If you had to cancel one major holiday, which one would you eliminate?
I like Zach's idea of one that I don't like. Be the villain in like a multi-ethnic movie. It's like, I'm going to steal Kwanzaa. Like,
You know we have a lot of holidays, right?
Yeah, but there's only one that we know about, so that's the one I care about canceling. I don't care if you practice your religion, just don't do it. No, I'm kidding. But okay, pick a holiday that you celebrate, even if you don't celebrate it, that like interacts with your life.
Chinese New Year, and they can have it back if they give me 1 billion US.
That felt weird to hear you say.
I'm holding your New Year hostage. What's the joke that I'm not?
Why is that funny? I don't love you. It
I was
feels
like,
funny
okay,
to
you're
hear,
both-
right?
you're both laughing
I
together.
can't explain
I
it,
know
but it
Zach's
feels
having
funny.
like a
It
mischievous-
feels funny.
Zach's
It's
having
just
like a
funny.
mischievous little thought, right? What are you fucking laughing
I
at?
can't explain it either. I don't,
It's literally just the way.
just
What are you laughing at, Bucko?
well, for 1
the way
billion
you say it,
American. I picked Chinese New Year and
I
they
guess
can have
that's
it
just
back.
like the
For
point.
1 billion American.
I guess you're kind of laughing as I intended, so I don't know why I'm complaining about this. I should just learn when to shut up, apparently, because I think
Answer the question, Doug.
holiday that
Christopher Columbus Day.
I'm trying to just list all the ones that like with this St. Patrick's Day count. That's kind of like
Sure, that's a holiday.
I guess St. Pat like what is it like
And
Valentine's
a holiday
Day?
counts if a car dealership would use it to promote a sale on fucking Fiestas.
Sorry, Megan. Veterans Day. No. Probably St. Patrick's Day. I mean, it doesn't have any cultural significance to me. It's just American St. Patrick's Day, so it's like
So you prefer Cinco de Mayo? It's kind of the same thing in America.
kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing in America.
I think St. Patrick's Day is more, though.
I'm not
made by
saying-
Americans. Like it used to be a depressing holiday for many years, where they didn't go to bars, they didn't drink, they weren't allowed
Well-
to. And then we had the first parade. St. Patrick's Day parade was in America. We started drinking. Like it's very much. Well, Cinco de Mayo, I think, is still pretty authentic to what.
Well, not what we celebrate is authentic, but the holiday Cinco de Mayo is like meaningful. It's just like it's not about tacos and tequila everywhere else. It's about tacos and tequila here. It's just Mexico Day here.
It is everywhere that it matters, brother.
You know, I'm not toasting that. Yeah,
But
St.
you
Patrick's
did.
Day. What about you?
If I had to cancel a holiday that meant something to me, you're probably my birthday. I don't get it. You're fucking an adult. You know what I mean? Like, you become an adult at 18, you should stop celebrating your birthday. at 18,
Guys, we're gonna do like if you get us to 5 million subscribers, we're gonna do a changing Zack's birthday episode, and we're gonna
Changing
do
my
a big,
birthday?
sweet, moving video. Yeah, no, it's gonna be like changing Zack's attitude on his birthday, and I'm gonna be like, guys, Zack doesn't really get hype for his birthday. You know, he feels bad having a day, making it all about him. So today we're gonna show him how much he matters, and we'll throw you like a birthday party. I don't know. It'll be like strippers.
It's not that I feel bad making a day about myself. It's more so that like if I want something, I go and get it. If I want to do something, I go and do it. I don't need to take my friends what would the right word be? I don't need to take people hostage by saying, hey, you guys have to come do this with me because it's my birthday. Like, hey, do you guys want to go go-karting? Then you'll either say yes or no, and then I'll go go-karting with the people that want to go go-karting. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to wait until October to go and do something.
Well, I always feel like
and I'm fortunate enough to not like be like, oh, it's my birthday, Mom. Can you buy me some item that I wouldn't feel bad having her buy for me? Like anything that I necessarily want, I don't have because it's like an absorbent amount of money. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to ask someone for it. And
No.
so there's just I don't know. I don't get it. And there is like a lot of pressure that I feel like people talk about how they feel bad on something like Valentine's Day if they're not in a relationship or something. I feel that on my birthday because there's a lot of societal pressure to like go and do something.
I feel the same way during the summertime. I feel the same way during the summertime where everyone's like, "Oh, I went out to the beach again," and it's like, "Fuck you, man! You went again?"
People talk shit about the rain in Seattle, but it's fucking nice sometimes because you lose all of the pressure that you normally feel to go out and do something. You're like, oh shit, I can stay inside, do what I enjoy doing.
That's such a seasonal depression ass answer. That's such
Why
a
does
laugh.
Why does it have to do with
No.
depression?
I'm just joking because that's like a very Seattle answer to me because we're all like. There's like a mild depression. There's like a mild gloom, but there's like a camaraderie in that mild gloom. So I guess I was more I'm just joking that it's like, yeah, you know, I like it when the sun's not out because then I don't have to leave my bed. You know, it's just nap city for me. Like, I just think it's funny.
Okay. I mean, I guess I can see where you're coming from. I do find that when I have to work outside in the rain, I don't like it when I'm by myself. But when I'm with a coworker, I really get a kick out of watching them like be upset that it's fucking raining. Like it makes it kind of fun to me. Like if I'm in a group of 2 or 3 people and it's pissing, I'll just be sitting there in my hood, just smiling, looking at them, just knowing that their day is fucking ruined, just giggling to myself. But if I'm by myself and it's not fun, it's just myself being wet and like uncomfortable.
In this saga, one man takes back a little bit of control in his life by watching the downpour on his coworker.
Is it my turn or your turn? Let's go to deep. We're at 17 already.
It's it's your turn.
Go to deep and then wait, it's my turn?
It is.
I just did the holiday one.
Oh, you just did right. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. And also flip up the ones that we've done so we can discard them all together. Hit me, brother. No, do deep. Gotcha. Deep.
Who was the best coworker you've ever had and why?
That cocaine dealer was pretty cool. He wasn't a good coworker though. He was a good there's a fine line between like a good coworker and then someone that you like spending time with at work. I don't really want to out any of my current coworkers is the problem.
You don't want to out them for being good coworkers?
Well, I don't want to like say anything, you know, like, okay, they're a good coworker and then what? Like I have to say why, and the why might not be like the best. You know what I mean? What I will say is I spent one day working for a company that rented inflatable like slides and shit like that. Yeah. And it was a really hot summer and there was fucking nobody at this event. There were like 10 kids in this entire thing and there was like 15 different things I could go on. So I'm sitting on this giant inflatable slide just waiting for one of them to want to like go up on it. And it was super warm and I was sitting down on the slide. Then I started leaning against the wall and then I started leaning back and I straight up just fell asleep on this inflatable slide like my very first day on the job. And the boss came over and was super chill. He woke me and was like, hey dog, you want to go get like a soda or something? I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, he's like, you need to get caffeine. I was like, on it, boss. But I straight up just fell asleep on this slide because there was no work to do. But either way, he was super chill about it. He could have been a fucking dick.
No, I like it when people are just like, when there's an understanding that there's no work to do, you know? 'Cause
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
yeah,
some
yeah.
people make like this artificial.
If you have
niche.
time to lean, you have time to clean. Does your boss make do that shit? No, that's good.
No, that's yeah. It was actually really funny. We were doing like a meeting for Black Friday and all like the sales rewards we could get and stuff. So it's like if your store exceeds last year's maximum store by 25%, then you all get a candy basket to share. And she was like, and she couldn't even keep like a straight face while she's presenting.
That's awesome.
It seriously goes
That's
down the
fucking
list.
sick.
It's like, and you week 2 and you win a pizza party.
Holy shit.
like the corporate incentives are. It was honestly, it made me happy just to like hear her have to like earnestly like try
Sell
to
you
get
on it?
a group of 15 adults who could all drink alcohol excited about a candy basket.
Oh, was she like, oh, Julian, we get a candy basket. Look at that. I should bring it. Have you seen those videos of like the Walmart people like, we are Walmart? Like during their like morning warm up. Oh my God, it's so cringe. And there's another one I saw where it was like some Amazon like training thing, and it was like, congratulations, you won one unpaid time off or something like that. Like you won instant approval for one unpaid hour of whatever you want. It's like, thanks Amazon, you fucking dick. We finally got sick days at work, which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
But also kind of comical. It's like, oh, hey, you get that thing everyone else gets now. Congrats. Oh, man. I love corporate America. You want another one? Are you ready to move on? You got something else?
Give it to me.
What's the worst job you've ever had? That's kind of on a fucking brand.
Well, definitely. I mean, definitely the recent one I had, definitely being an insurance sales agent was the worst job I ever had because, like, and I was very naive to even, like, but, like, I feel like looking back, like, naive for kind of, like, buying into it. But, you know, they're selling it to you and you're right out of college. I'm, like, thrilled. I'm like, a job? You want to give me a job? Oh, that's... It's a lot of caveats you wrote down and didn't say to me, but okay. But like, it's definitely the worst job. It's like, I mean, if you can be that type of like, I want to build my business salesperson, like from dawn till dusk, then it's a good job for you. If you're like genuinely a salesperson through and through. But no, it's a horrible job if you don't want to do exactly that all the time.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. All right. What's the worst job you've ever had?
I haven't really. No. If I have something significant to say, I'll bring it up. None of my jobs have been that bad.
What's something you're not good at? I'll start.
Time management. And taking people's feelings into account.
Amen.
Yeah, I'll make you feel bad about yourself at a very inopportune time. It'll be like the most inconvenient. Those weren't fun things to say, but yeah, they're true. I spent a lot of time thinking about it.
I think that's what this is more about, is we're getting into it. Right?
Yeah, that was in fact a deep question. What the fuck was this bullshit? What's the worst job you've ever had?
What's something you're not good at?
Bullshit.
It's like, what's your biggest weakness except real, you know? What's something you're not good at? Oh, well, sometimes if I get too excited, it gets like too big and then it doesn't fit in, you know? That's
Penis joke.
Penis joke, yeah. I can't think of a single damn thing I'm not good at, so it's just
I could make a list.
running.
Fucking hell.
No, I'm trying. It feels like just like obviously I have weaknesses. Following through.
Okay.
Like really getting into the shit and like pushing through. You know, like grinding it out. I'm bad at the grind. Bad at the grind.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Was it? Oh, yeah, you're totally right. Why all of mine are work related? What's the craziest thing you've ever seen at work?
Did you shuffle?
Okay. All right, the next one isn't work related.
Craziest thing I've ever seen.
You
at
probably
work.
haven't seen anything that crazy at work. This one guy got a crazy sale.
No, I mean, I guess I worked.
It was insane commission.
Well, I worked on the street for a while with. All
Oh,
the,
okay,
like,
yeah. You might have seen something.
I
That's a
guess
good
I
point.
saw a car crash, but it was pretty mild. It wasn't like
Oh,
it wasn't like a life altering event where I had to like help people, you know. And I guess it's what is it like? I mean, you could make a bunch of like dickish stories about like I saw a homeless person like being weird, but
was it
I
funny?
don't really. No, it was.
Okay,
it
well
was
then
sad.
don't bring it up.
It was. They didn't have a bathroom to use that was available to them. It was sad, guys. You see a lot of dicks working on the street, I guess.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like the personality type for a moment. But
No. But I mean, also.
what you said was funny. I just wasn't. I didn't
No,
hit
no,
it.
you're good.
Hit me.
Have you ever played a prank on someone? What?
Next question is dumb. Yes, involving the people in this room.
What's the weirdest gift you've ever given or received?
Ooh, the weirdest gift I've ever received was from my mother, and it was life. How do you show your love? Lily just laughed at you.
I knew I shouldn't have brought you.
You want a different question? Yeah, I got you, Doc.
I shouldn't.
How much time do you spend with your? Oh fuck, no, not that one either. Which family member do you think you're like the? Oh fuck, oh god.
Service.
I was gonna say probably acts of service or like gifts. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I can be.
Was it? How do you show your love?
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
what's your
okay,
love?
continue.
I feel like I can have. I feel like I can be like a little touchy, but you can't do that anymore. Am I right, brother? No, but like I feel like touch is probably a love language for me, as well as like Lee said, acts of service, but like specific acts of service, not like hard acts of service, but things I already want to do, like going out to a restaurant with you, things like that. Acts of service or like gifts. I love thinking of like a gift to like surprise someone with, or like I love.
I placed Lily's chair in the perfect spot, by the way. Holy shit. The faces she makes is hilarious.
About it in regards to your card.
My card?
You were just thinking about it that it was funny on this show. I love giving people awesome gifts.
Oh, also, she was like, oh, probably acts of service. And you were like, wrong.
Probably acts of service. No, I was only serving my own interests the whole time.
Yeah.
Next.
I made you think that was for you. My
How
turn,
do you
your
show
turn.
you love? Gaslighting. Okay, next.
Yours or mine? I think it's yours.
Mine.
Yeah, yours.
Have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
An out-of-body experience? Not really. No. Have you?
If you could pick.
Here,
Oh, drugs?
the one time we did.
Okay, move on. Move on.
What other out of body experiences are there?
I don't know. Surgery?
PTSD.
PTSD flashbacks? I was Googling some stuff about this.
Clearly, you guys. Clearly, you guys have never had it. Right. No, okay. If you could pick one age to be forever, what age would you pick and why?
Okay. I actually saw a YouTube video about this. '30's probably a good age because your mind is fully developed and you can probably lie about being in your 20s and lie about being close to 40. So you can like stay in the same place for a while. Like you can be a mature looking 20-year-old and then a young looking 40-year-old. You know what I mean? So your brain's not getting any better. You probably don't have like I mean, there's so many variables to take into account, but the only one I can really say for certain is the fact that you could lie about your age pretty easily.
Yeah, I think it's definitely falls somewhere within like the 20s and 30s. Like,
I have nothing else to add. There's too many other variables.
I guess you could be like a fun little demon child, you know, like you could buy all the Legos you wanted, but then you could never like work or have your own money or like. No, you don't. You don't want to be a child forever. I don't think I would want to be, at least.
Yeah, it would kind of be cool to be. I mean, maybe you wouldn't want to be 30. Maybe you would want to be like assuming that you have some type of consistent health. Maybe you'd want to be older in age so that the people that you associate with aren't 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds. Maybe you'd want to be like a 50-year-old because you're not like when you're 200 years old, you're not going to want to hang out with a fucking college kid. You're going to want to hang out with people that have some life experience. You know what I mean?
I think I'd want to be like two years ago, so like 23, because I think that was just when like I was old enough to, you know.
Forever?
Yeah, I think so.
So you're going to be 100, and then you're going to be like a 23-year-old that wants the.
Because physically, they didn't say anything about like feeling like you are like that.
Yeah, we
forever.
were talking about that.
A 20-year-old is way better to bounce back if at an injury. Like I didn't have as much back pain 2 years ago as I did now. Is what I'm saying. So I'd love to like physically be able to enjoy the parts of living indefinitely as well as.
I don't think that's what it's asking, because you can't take your own personal life into account. Because like if you ask a 30-year-old, they're not going to be like. If you ask like a disabled 40-year-old, they're going to be like, oh yeah, back when I wasn't disabled. I don't think that the question isn't like, do you want to live like at what point in your life did you have the least disadvantages? It's like, what age do you think makes the most sense to live eternally, regardless of like your own personal like.
It's
you know what I'm
tough to
saying?
pick an age that we haven't lived, right? Like this is a question I almost want to ask
did.
someone else. No, I know. Okay, it was super easy for you to pick an age that you haven't lived. It's difficult for me because we haven't lived that age yet. Like we don't have that data.
Think about the concept of living forever and try to think of what variables come into account like this. Like Lily said, you don't know if you're going to get hurt, or it doesn't say whether or not you're like invulnerable to getting damaged or not. But since we can't answer that question, the only thing we could really look at is what age do you think benefits being eternal as? And so try to think about the things that inherently come with a specific age. There's so many questions. It's a fucking silly question. You can't like seriously answer it because there's too many variables. Like you could ask 1,000 follow-ups.
Yeah, you can't really give a real answer because it's like.
So my answer wasn't that stupid then.
Well, I didn't say it was stupid. I said you're taking something into account that you can't really take into account because we're playing a card game. You can ask the card additional questions.
It's very difficult to like. Yeah, because I mean, I guess my main follow-up is like, so I mean, there's always like, I just think of this meme I saw where it's like, when you're young, you have like a lot of time and a lot of energy, but no money, and it's like when you're 30, 30s, 40s, you have a lot of energy and a lot of money, but you have no time, and then when you're old, you have a lot of money and a lot of time, but you have no energy. So it's like, I guess I think about like, I would probably just choose like. Somewhere around when scientists say your prime is, somewhere between 23 and 30, when they say like your physical like peak is. But at the
your
same
brain
time,
stops developing or stops at 24, right?
Stops at 20.
So you'd at least want to pick 24, I presume.
Well, but like that kind of begs the question of like, how do we mature through time, or is it a physicality thing, right? Like,
probably mentally, but you can okay,
you're right. This question
if you're dumb
is
or
too
smart,
deep.
There's a lot of
too
follow-up
deep
questions
because it's just
we
like
just move on.
Yeah, does your brain develop like through time?
I would think your brain wouldn't develop. You would just experience more things because, like, if you say that you're, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So, like, the whole idea is that you're not growing to an older age, and growing to an older age has your body develop differently. Like men, you start growing more hair in your ears and shit like that. Your brain keeps developing as you get older. Like you were saying, as a 10-year-old, I don't think you'd become a mature. You wouldn't become the same maturity as a 30-year-old as if you were 10. You would just be a 10-year-old that lives forever. But once again, kind of up to interpretation, but I think since it doesn't specifically say, you have to assume that like
I like that.
You are that age. You're just that age for a longer period of time.
Talking about good age, good times good ages. It's got me thinking. Do you remember that party we had in 6th grade? That was
The graduation
fun.
party?
Like the graduation, the whole like 6th grade graduating experience from our school. It was very fun. They made the last month of school very, very fun for us, and I don't know. No one tries to make things that fun for you anymore. It's a thing that I look back
do it
on
for
super
yourself.
fondly. You got to do it for yourself.
Julian, look at what we're doing right now.
Okay, I guess Zack makes things very fun for you, but you have to watch him eat a whole pumpkin.
You do.
Yeah.
Eat 2 pounds.
Can I quickly say, with that question, the way I interpret it, I think you answer the question best, because the way I interpret it is, you're like a vampire.
They can hear.
You're basically like, you become a vampire, and then you're that age forever. So I interpret it as physical health is all there, and it's literally like you said, what you can pretend to be like an older looking 20-year-old or a younger looking 40-year-old, and you get the best of all worlds. Because I would have, like, even if you're 70 and you're a vampire, my assumption is that you're fit, like, better than any human at any age.
But that is a vampire versus a human being. You'd be a 70-year-old with normal, like to Lily's point, like some 70-year-olds will have Alzheimer's. I think the best way to think about it is you're like a basic 70-year-old. You can work out, you can be The Rock at 50 years old, but you could also be a normal 50-year-old. You know what I mean? So
That's
like
like
you can work out, but being a 70-year-old would make it harder to fucking lift weights and get somewhat yoked. But I assume that you can assuming you don't have any inherent disabilities, you can get yoked up until like a decent age, especially now with like hormone steroids. There's another word for it. Uncle Iroh? Yeah, okay. Wrong answer.
Oh
I
my
want to be
God.
Uncle Iroh, bro.
Let's talk about that shit.
Yeah,
That
fuck
was-
this game. Let's talk about
I'm
Avatar,
excited
bro.
to see that. If they, well, I don't think. Are they
What?
doing just the
TV
first
show.
season in the live action?
I have no idea what you're talking
There's a
about.
new
Megan-
TV show coming out.
So yeah, Megan, do you know if in the new TV show are they just doing book 1,
I have no
or are they
idea.
doing like?
There's books.
Well, I mean, so
That's how they-
Avatar:
Oh,
The
right,
Last
right,
Airbender,
right,
book
right.
1, book 2, book 3.
Like I do with the Chucklehead Chronicles.
Exactly.
Good shit.
Azula's
turn, right?
gonna be fucking coming after us, and I could
It comes
not
out
What's
be more
Azula?
excited.
December 16th.
What's an Azula?
What is an Azula?
No, it's a character from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Who's Azula?
She's
The sister?
Zuko's brother. Yeah, Zuko's
Zuko's
sister.
brother?
Or Zuko's sister. Yeah.
Don't assume. No. How much time do you spend with your family? It's a weird.
I don't know. Probably see him like.
The correct answer: not enough.
Not enough. Bzz, okay. But like.
Would you sleep with us? No, I'm kidding.
The correct answer is something sensitive. Now, do you want to fuck or what? Yeah, probably like once a month now, if I'm being honest. I feel like maybe twice a month, once, twice a month, something like that. We'll like go out to dinner now. I'm kind of at this real transition point actually where I'm like really like seeing my family less now, because it's like,
Did you see him more when you lived in Bellingham?
when I lived in Bellingham, well, I guess when I lived in Bellingham, there were like so many like breaks and stuff. It was very easy to like plan like a trip home. Considering there's no like break now, I'm just like making my own home. It's like
And you had to come south to see Lily. So you
yeah,
probably
exactly. And I had to come south to see Lily. So
passed
it's
all
like,
that. That's fair enough. I probably see my family about the same amount of time. Hit me. It's like blackjack.
hit me. Do you get scared of flying, and why?
Nope. Do you?
No,
Okay.
not
Move on.
really. Not like I get anxious during landing, I guess.
I'd get scared in a hot air balloon because that's fucking asking God.
But it's like when you say scared, right? It's like, no, I don't get scared, right? But I guess I do get like, I'm definitely on edge when.
That's different. That's different. You're fine.
I'm on. Yeah, I'm not a pussy. I know.
Well, no,
but, like,
you're on edge on a roller coaster, but you're not scared on a roller coaster.
No, exactly.
You're
Whenever-
like, you're like, oh, this is an experience I don't
It's-
usually feel.
the only moment I feel on edge is when you're waiting for the wheels to touch down when you're landing. Yeah, that's it. So,
For me, it's the exact opposite. It's when the wheels take off.
it's when the wheel.
That moment where you just like,
my cousin, who's an aerospace engineer, he works for SpaceX. He doesn't mind flying, but he does get scared when both takeoff and landing because he just knows how
Yeah, I mean,
dangerous it actually
probably the
is.
worst. Yeah.
So
You know that part where you almost crash
yeah,
every time?
You know the part where you're soaring towards the ground at Mach fucking 0.7 and then 4 tires catch you before you are flattened by gravity? Yeah, that's the most dangerous part, as it turns out.
I think it's 6 tires.
I don't know how many fucking tires it is, man.
Dumbass.
I didn't know.
Don't even know how many
Yeah,
tires
I didn't know
are on
I
a
was
plane.
going to be questioned by the
Lily,
tire police.
Will you look up
tonight.
how many fucking tires are on a
Yeah,
plane?
clearly my love language isn't acts of tires.
I think it's 6. As I think it's 3 axles with 2 tires apiece. Unless maybe a small plane has less.
You're acting like a fucking axle.
Like
right
maybe
now.
a small plane only has 1 tire per. I guess you'd call it a wheel or an arm.
I would think so.
At least 3. 1 for the tip, 2 for the.
Yeah.
She'll look that up. Wait, is it my turn or your turn? I think it's my turn.
Well, did you want to skip past flying? Did you want me to ask you another one for flying? You didn't
Sure,
really answer
whatever.
that one. Did you ever sneak out during your childhood?
No, I didn't have to. I just asked my mom. And she's cool.
No, yeah, you just asked her.
I
She was
was like,
like,
"Hey,
"Do
Mom."
I have to come fucking get you?"
Yeah, no. One of my mom's rules was, hey, am I gonna like? Can you find your own way home? And I'd be like, yes. She'd be like, lit. Woo! There's 6 tires, bitch. All right. Which family member do you think you're the most like, and why?
Probably more like my mom. Like I feel like I'm like my mom.
Fucking loser. He's like his mom. Fucking idiot. I only have one option, bitch. No, I'm kidding. I kind of talked my own shit.
Probably. Don't get
Should have just kept my mouth shut. I was quick to cast stones there.
You made your own bed there because, well, Papa wasn't around to do it. No.
I like a nice made bed. Shout out to Megan.
I would say, yeah, probably like my mom. Like I feel like the way I react to situations, like my instincts are more like my mom and my thought processes are more like my mom. Like I feel like I have a lot of like my dad moments. Like I have a lot of like reflexes that are like the same as my dad's. But in general, I think the way I think about things is less like my dad, more like my mom. What
What do you mean by reflexes? In my head, I envisioned you being like, yeah, me and my dad both are like Spider-Man, like what do you mean by reflexes? Like you're with our innate athletic ability.
My father and I possess a level of human prowess that goes far beyond average.
Come on, what do you mean? I want to know the answer. You specifically chose instincts. What, do you mean like? Do you mean like mental instincts, like mental decision making? Reflexes. Sorry. Do you mean like mental reflexes,
So,
like the way you respond to things, or you literally mean like?
I feel like my
It's just a funny way to put it. I don't mean to talk shit. It's just funny sounding.
if my like brain is like
So does
a
mental.
legal system, then my mother is like the Constitution and the system of laws that kind of guide everything.
Okay.
And my father is kind of like the individual senators who react to little things based off of the overall legal formula.
Okay. That's really how you feel?
How do you feel?
Not like that. If
You're
my-
asking me that's how I feel?
If my
feelings?
family was the United States government and I were to use that to analyze my mental,
I don't know. I just
I don't know, John. You said what was the word again? Was it
Reflex.
instincts? Reflex. You said reflexes. What specific? So you just mean the way you react to things?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. That's all. Mentally. When you said that, I thought physically, and I was like, that is a hilarious thing to say.
That's
you know who
your
I'm a lot
fault.
like is my no, it's not. I'm a lot like my grandma. And Megan, I'd like to know if you agree or disagree.
Karen?
Yeah, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Describe why.
Loud.
Loud. Okay. There's one.
Obnoxious.
Obnoxious. There's 2. Shout out to Gma.
I don't know. You laugh about lots of stuff that you shouldn't laugh at.
Yeah. Is that okay? Damn. I feel like you have more silly things to say.
I don't really know your grandma very well.
You spent like a week with her. Okay, fine.
No, we
My
didn't.
turn. Your turn. Yeah, we
She
did.
naps.
Oh, okay. She was napping a lot.
I didn't.
My turn or your
It's
turn?
my turn.
Your turn. Hit me.
My turn.
Wait, fuck this. Go deeper.
Deeper. What is something that you don't think should ever be joked about? This is deeper right here. This is like,
Zachary does. I don't think.
because it's like, what is it? Zack,
Oh, shut up. I have a line.
No, you don't.
You stupid, ugly bitch. And I'm going to start talking mad shit.
Zack was about to go full Charlie Sheen right there.
I got tiger blood in my veins. I'm going to skip the one part.
Yeah, no, you're gonna skip your favorite line.
Why do you?
No, I know. Okay, because you cue us up.
I
You
really
cue us
don't.
up.
But like
You're a little
multiple
edgy
times,
guy.
multiple
You're a
times you
little
always
edgy
act
guy.
like I say the N-word. On like a regular, but you're always like, oh, don't say the racist thing. Earlier, I wasn't gonna say anything
You
racist.
get titillated. You get excited. You're like,
And so you
ready-
think, oh, Zach's getting excited, he's gonna drop the
you're
N-bomb.
not like walking over that line like for fun, but like the second you get to hop over it, you're like so excited. Like when
When?
Levy, like the second Levy comes in our podcast, you're like, finally, I get to talk mad shit about
I'm
him.
talking about the N-word specifically. You specifically referenced like I use that word on
That is
multiple
hyperbole
times.
to make
Okay, but
jokes.
why? Okay, but why do you always do that a lot with me? And like I'm saying, why? It doesn't make sense. I joke with Levy about him being Jewish because he's Jewish. What is the joke there? I'm just because I make like jokes about things that people don't like that are like hard like uncomfortable to sometimes make jokes, but I don't joke about that specifically. So why do you go to that? And if you don't have a good answer, that's fine, because maybe you just haven't thought about it. But you do it a lot, and it does kind of bother me, because like that
It's
is
hyperbole.
out of all the
I feel like
words
you
I
should be
say.
the last person to criticize someone for using hyperbole to make their point. I obviously don't.
But why that
literally
every
mean-
single time? Why is it that? You
Because
always
that is the
bring race
classic
into it.
edgy example. That is the classic.
But not
thing
for
you
me.
could add
I do
to a
lots of
joke
edgy
to
things.
Make it edgy. Well,
I feel differently about a lot of things, right? But that genuinely does make me
Would you feel-
uncomfortable.
would you
I
feel
feel I do not like that word. The thought of saying it makes me very uncomfortable.
So fair enough that you.
And so it's
literally would-
weird to me that
would
out
you
of
feel
all
better
the
if I-
bad things I do, that the one thing I don't actually do is the thing you
So
constantly
is the
pick.
reason so the reason that it bothers you is because it isn't accurate? Like if I were to say Zach's waiting to like talk shit about women, that would make you feel better because it was more accurate to the type of edgy jokes you like to make. Like it's just hyperbole.
I don't know if that would be why, but out of all the things we disagree about, out of all the things we disagree about the what's the fucking word?
I understand in an internet sphere where some people legitimately believe that you should be allowed to say that word. You are definitely not in that camp and far away from it.
There's a plethora of things that we disagree about the usage of. The one thing we agree on is the one thing you like to joke about with me, and so it just because I do say
specifically, but I will make efforts to diversify. Yeah.
if you can explain it to me and explain why, like, 'cause it just doesn't make sense to me.
The reason, well, I guess it's just like
Just
a lot
because
of
it's just the
jokes,
worst thing you could think of.
It is just an off. Yes, because it is the worst thing you could think of to like joke about. So I am using it hyperbolically.
I guess maybe I also have to come from the point of view of like my position on this show is that I will say things that do cross lines sometimes. And so when you joke about the one thing I won't, I guess I have to also maybe what it is in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, I don't want people thinking that I do cross that line because that is a
Right.
line that is genuinely uncomfortable. And so since I like to play in murky waters, maybe I don't like that specific thing because that does make me really uncomfortable.
Right.
So
that-
maybe that's where I'm coming from.
I guess it's for me. Like, so while we're talking, and so that's completely fair. And I will say for the record, you are not a person who is.
You're fine. I
was it?
don't
No,
think
no,
that
no.
you think I say the N-word. I'm just genuinely curious out of all the things you could, because I do make a lot of mistakes and I say a lot of things that I regret saying, right? Joke
I
about
don't
those
think-
things.
But I don't think we talk about like the regret. We talk about the right to say it and mess it up and find the thing that's funny enough, but we never actually double back for the regret and why it was maybe inaccurate or an imperfect thing to say. We never go to that point. So I kind of go through life thinking, oh, Zack lobbied for this joke. He said this joke. It came across this way. And that's just the risk that you take as a comedian by playing in those murkier waters, is that when it doesn't go well, people are going to kind of assume the worst. And it's like, I'm your friend. I know you aren't the worst. But when you say, like, when you try to make an edgy joke when you try to make a joke that is where the point of the joke is maybe something more along the lines of, how fucked up is it that people actually think this? Or how fucked up is it that this is a construct that exists in our society? If you make those jokes poorly, it just comes across as, I agree with this thing that is fucked up. Or what is it? This thing is fucked up and I am a part of the reason why it's fucked up, because you did not make a successful enough joke to articulate, to describe the nuance in your point. I don't like, it should never be silent in here.
No,
it should never
no.
be silent because my fat ass will just.
I'm trying to take your feelings into account. See, I'm working on it. Sometimes it's hard to have conversations like this because I feel like you ramble a lot, and it makes it hard. I have the same problem with other people. It's not just you. My brain gets fucking lost in the sauce. Where like if you throw too many words at me, I'll you'll say something and I'll think, okay, let me respond to that, but then you'll say like a tree branch worth of things. It's hard for me to respond to it.
No, that and that's definitely a problem where I'm trying to create I don't go into it knowing the thesis of my point. I'm kind of creating it as I am touching on your points, I guess. And I'm like, I thought this about this, but yeah.
Okay.
So
No, if you have something to add there.
no, in general, I mean, I think this is like a worthwhile. I mean, this is something that we talk about a lot and put a lot of mental energy into. So even though it's like, I don't think it's the absolute worst thing we could talk about.
I think it's fun.
I think
It's
it's
real,
fun, too.
Julian.
Well, that's what we're really
real.
getting deeper now.
we are. Deeper,
5
my
minutes
ass.
to make that joke.
Oh,
Wait for the
oh,
conversation.
you poor bitch. I'm sorry, Levy.
Just shout, Levy. Just do what Zack or I would do.
Oh my God, the window's been open this whole time. We haven't said anything that bad, right?
Anyone say that word?
You fucker.
No, but so I guess while we're on this train of topic, this is something that comes up for me a lot, which is you'll use the word like uncomfortable a lot, which is a valid word to use in a lot of senses, but like I don't think it's entirely accurate. Like when you make I mean, sure, I feel uncomfortable when someone who I respect I feel uncomfortable when a joke is made at my expense that catches me off guard. Sometimes it'll be about my weight, or sometimes it'll be about something that I don't see coming, and what is it? It'll catch me off guard. It'll kind of razz me, but like that kind of makes me uncomfortable. But like talking about someone, like, you know, making a joke that might upset someone else's sensibilities based off of their lived experience, like making a racial joke or a sexist joke or a sexual joke or a, you know, LGBTQ plus joke or whatever. It's not so much that it makes me like uncomfortable, like you just shouldn't say it in the room when I'm around because it makes me so uncomfortable. I think it's like wrong and I think it's inaccurate. You know, it's not like an uncomfortable thing. Like if you spent like a buttload of hours writing like a joke that you thought really articulated your perspective on some social topic, then I would want to hear you out. And I would say that you should, you know, say that earnestly. But when it's just like trying jokes out for the sake of jokes, it's not that it makes me uncomfortable. I just think a lot of the times the result is like wrong or mean or isolating or contributes to like, you know, like I get upset when I hear like, you know, women making jokes. If I heard like a woman make a joke about like not wanting you to be with like a big fat guy, that would kind of like trigger me, you know? So it's like, I don't blame someone for getting triggered when they hear, you know, two straight white guys talking about like, you know, like gay politics or something like that. So, am I rambling too much? You follow me?
I am following you,
Yeah.
yes, but I appreciate you taking that into account.
Yeah, no, but like basically that's like,
You don't like the times that I use that word,
it is not.
or you think it's
yeah.
inaccurate.
I think it is inaccurate because when I am saying like, oh, we shouldn't make this joke or shouldn't do this thing, like, yes, there's some like social consciousness and how will this thing age and do we really want to like jeopardize ourselves for this joke? But it's a lot of the time because the joke, when it isn't based off of lived experience, it's like inaccurate. It's like wrong, and that prevents it from being a funny joke in my eyes because it is inaccurate, because it's not based off of lived experience. So it's not like
I'm
uncomfortable. I'm like,
Did I recently use that
joke.
word?
What'd you say?
Did I recently use that word in an
It's
inaccurate
just
way?
been your default. It doesn't like upset me. Like I'm not like, oh, Zach, you're pandering to me by using that word. I'm just saying like, I would advocate to you as someone whose mind I want to change in some small ways, that it isn't about being uncomfortable. It's about like your literal ability to be accurate with that sort of joke, right? Like it's like if I made a bunch of jokes about like blue collar workers, like it's not like you would be offended, like, or uncomfortable, like, oh, why is he making all these jokes about HVAC workers? It's because, like, I do not have the background to make an accurate joke about what it's like to be an HVAC employee. So my joke, even if it's funny to the rest of the room, will kind of come across to you as, like, haha, like, air conditioner repairman or whatever the fuck, you know? That's kind of my point, so.
I feel like we don't disagree there.
We don't disagree there. So
No.
I guess like I would push you to like I would push us because we do agree on so much stuff, and I feel like the disagreement we experience is mostly artificial. Like I would just
What do you mean by artificial? Like fake? Synthetic?
Yeah, like you and I, if you asked us, like if you gave us 100 stories in a row from different people in America of different backgrounds,
Okay.
you and I would 95 times out of 100, or like I guess like if you gave us 100 like questions, like should this person go to jail or go free? Like questions like that. Should this person keep their job or get fired from their job? Should this person get social service or not get social service? I think we would agree on like almost all of them, if not all of them. Like I think when it comes to lived real experience, you and I do agree, which is why I'm always like pushing back on you for like those little things, because I'm like, no, you and I agree that we're never going to tell an accurate joke from like a woman's perspective. So why are you trying to incorporate things that might go against a woman's perspective into this joke when you could just not? I would push you to, since it's not like making me like uncomfortable. I would just push you to like correct some of that language. Like correct is like a douchey word, like I'm right and you're wrong. More like you and I are both continuously wrong and need to correct ourselves.
Okay. Once again, I don't think we disagree there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I guess sometimes I feel like because we don't disagree, okay, fair enough. So it gets to the heat of the moment sometimes where we'll be having a discussion. Levy, what's so fucking funny? Yeah.
You've been talking for like 4 minutes.
It's actually been almost.
Because whenever I take a pause,
I'm giving you shit, bro.
do you say, do you have anything
silence
to
is
add,
deadly.
Zach?
Silence
to
is
my,
deadly.
To my rant?
No, we agree. I mean, you're just saying a bunch of stuff that we agree about. We don't disagree on any like. Oh, I shouldn't say any. We don't disagree on a lot of. We agree on most cases when like we're deciding whether something's right or wrong. The difference is I glorify when someone is able to make something work when it would traditionally be difficult for that person to make it work. And I'm absolutely fascinated by that sort of stuff. Whereas I feel like you are often quick to cast something like that aside, whereas I see, oh shit, is he like, if it for me it's almost like watching fucking Tony Hawk on a half pike, like just going for like, oh shit, is he gonna fucking do it? And then if someone can land that plane or land that crazy thing, it's like, it blows me away. It's like, holy shit, like how the way some people are able to craft things is just phenomenal to me, and it blows me away.
Wouldn't a good friend say, Zack,
if
you're
it doesn't
not
work,
Tony Hawk,
yeah,
don't
absolutely,
go off that
absolutely,
half pipe?
absolutely, and that's where I'm saying we agree.
Yeah.
The difference is I don't think you are looking. I don't think you get a kick out of even trying to go on the half pike.
So I do get a kick of trying to go on the half pipe, actually.
Is it pike or pipe?
I think it's pipe.
Is it
because
pipe?
it's
Half a pipe.
Oh,
it's
fuck.
half a pipe.
You, that makes complete sense, Levy. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought it was pike. I heard someone mispronounce something
Seattle
a decade
represent!
ago.
Macklemore!
You know, it's Mac. Never mind. Doesn't matter. It's Macklemore. Macklemore.
Macklemore.
Fucking. It's dumb.
Macklemore.
Once again, I know it's easy to make fun of me. Fuck you guys. He makes good music. I'm seeing him in December. Go fuck yourself, Levy. What? You made a funny face. You like
Why did they know
Macklemore?
it was Macklemore?
It's Macklemore.
I didn't know that.
It's not Mackle. It's Macklemore. It used to be Professor Macklemore.
Brought up
That's
like, an old
Macklemore.
interview where Macklemore says his name. Like,
My
I was
boy,
like, it's not, it's
my
Macklemore.
boy. It's not Mackle, Shackle, Backle. It's Macklemore. Lemore.
It's just hard to say.
Lemore, Lenore. S'mores.
But I do feel like I get more of a thrill about going off that half pipe than you think. I guess part of the whole reason I studied political science in college is because I really value being able to like talk about things, you know? I really value having them giving me the verbal tools to talk about certain issues, so now I can be empirical or exact, as where otherwise I was just making assumptions. So it's like,
I think you also use it as a tool to talk down about people.
you think, well, like, I don't try to talk down about
And once
people.
again, this is kind of just a pet peeve I have with people in general.
Yeah.
There are a lot of college students that take a class on something, and then anytime that thing comes up in conversation, they act like they are the subject matter expert. And I understand that I'm going to have more experience in the things I've been educated on. You're going to have more experience on the things you've been educated on. But there is certainly a gray area where you've listened to a smart person say smart things, and now you're trying, and not you specifically,
Right,
but then
right.
people will act as though they are the person who found that smart thing to say in the first place, and there is a big gap there.
So I definitely like, what is it? First of all, I think, so I mean, a couple things. Number one, I'm never trying to do that, but obviously I personally can do that because I'm a prick. But like, I personally could totally be doing that. But sometimes I think that is like a missed assumption that people have. Like, for example, like sometimes when Levy and I are using like a wrench or something, you'll kind of give us shit because it looks silly, I'm sure.
When have you ever used a wrench in front of me?
Exactly, right? So it's, well, we were building the chairs. Or wrench, screwdriver, one of those.
Oh,
two.
these chairs that we're sitting in right now.
These two chairs that we're
I was
sitting
like,
in
what
right
fucking
now.
chairs were we sitting in? What chairs were y'all building? I've never built a fucking chair. It's like a...
No, but like I remember you asked Levy and I, you were like, Levy, how do you put on a tire? And it was like, you know, kind of like to test.
Oh, in a star pattern?
In a star, you put one side, then the other side, then one side, then the other side, then you
Bro,
tighten,
okay.
tighten, tighten,
Okay,
tighten.
you want my defense there? I don't have a dad, and I know how to do that, bro.
No,
your
straight up,
dad
there's
should have taught you how to
there's
put on a
defense.
tire,
I'm
bro.
just saying,
My
everyone
father-
does that. If you're not elitist enough to do it with your college knowledge, then you do it
Ooh, that
with like
rhymed.
your
That
lived
sounded good.
experience. What'd you say?
That rhymed, and it sounded badass. I'm not gonna... That sounded fucking
If you can't
sick.
do it with your college knowledge.
Oh, it doesn't sound cool when you do it like
Oh
that.
no, it sounds way cooler. Play it back.
fucked up because I might.
I kind of want you to. I want you to play around with these a little more if it's fun to you.
What? Oh yeah, I know it's been an hour, but you gotta let the conversation. What?
I was just telling you. You don't have to point it out.
Oh, my bad. Well, sometime. Okay, I guess we need to have a discussion about that because I don't know if you're saying, "Hey, I got shit to do," or if you're just letting me know.
I'm just letting you know.
I got you. I watched that thing more than I probably should, but I appreciate it. That's my apology. I thought you were saying, "Hey, we have shit to do." That was my bad. Okay. Sorry, I just don't want to.
I hope this game, if this trajectory continues, we're gonna be like weeping into each other's shoulders by episode 4. We're gonna be like so
Episode 4 of
down
Deeper?
into it. Of
Deeper
episode
40?
4 of Deeper, yeah.
It sounds like a submarine video game.
Deeper, yeah.
Deepa. There's a sound effect of somebody yelling Deepa from a show that I watch. I can't think of what the soundbite is from. Deepa! I think it's Donald Trump, actually, now that I think about it. But it's just totally blasted. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. Deepa!
You'll have to find that.
Maybe. Be silly.
Can you just do, like, have you seen those, like, AI presidents memes? Pooh Crafter, here's your next assignment, Pooh Crafter.
Oh, no. We still have an email from him.
Okay, you know what?
And
Pooh
we
Crafter-
haven't done the cost. Oh,
Pooh
fuck, I ruined
Crafter,
it.
at ease, soldier.
Addy,
But-
I love you. You're very special. Stand back and stand
Can
by.
we make one of those, like, can we just do this episode?
You fucking Republican.
Except you replace our voices, just feed this episode into an AI and then have them make a script and then feed that into like, and then, you know, Iron Man, but then feed that into like one of those AI president's voice generators and just have me be like Biden and you be like Trump this whole episode.
Just like that. Why don't you be Trump, you little fuck? Why are you pushing that on me? This is your
Because
idea.
Trump's
Let
the
me
funny
be
one.
Joe.
Because
Okay, yeah,
here's the
okay.
reason. Here's the
Then
reason.
you
'Cause
can-
Trump in all those videos.
Fucking
Trump
ego.
is the Prometheus flame giver. Trump's the one who roasts
Julian,
people.
that is a high school thing.
You,
I don't do
but I'm
that
just saying,
anymore.
You value the roast. You like roasting people. That's part of your style, as it stands.
Sure.
You're friends. People want to. I'm not saying like mean.
It used to be me.
See, it used to be anyone, and now it's like consenting individual.
Good shit. Levy, why don't you do something silly for the end of the episode?
Levy, just turn the camera, point it at your face.
You like 5 seconds.
That was funny to you.
Don't stop, we go straight to the top. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. And we all going together.